The Witcher 3 is one of those games that possesses many secrets, so of course I was going to do a list of 10 secrets in this game that many players missed. Does that mean that you, as an individual, missed them? No, I would never presume to insult your intelligence. But regardless of mine or your thoughts on these secrets, many people blitz through games and don't know that secrets are there at all in the first place. And no matter how old the game is, it's fun to draw attention to these secrets. So, with all that said, please enjoy 10 secrets in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt that many players missed. Secret number 1 takes us to the seas surrounding Skellige. For a few Rome-specific waters between Skellige and Hindisfjall in the middle of the night, you may encounter a ghost ship. It will rise from the sea before promptly sinking back beneath it. Apparently this happens every night past 1 AM, however for me this happened at around 10 PM, so it's not awfully specific. You can also see some whales out here, although granted, for me they were kind of broken. All in all, these waters are quite lively at night and it's kind of spooky. Oh and yeah, before I get a million comments about it, ignore my broken weapon. Secret number 2 takes us to the Isle of Caer Almult, or however you pronounce that one. It's here where we can find a particularly obvious Game of Thrones Easter egg. Arriving on the isle reveals it to be crawling with pirates, so bear with me.
Pathetic.
With all those clowns dealt with, we could now freely explore this dilapidated fortress without too much more interruption. And we may find ourselves at a block of cells that only have 3 walls, with the third being open, leading to a drop, and below it is the freezing cold waters of Skellige. In the middle cell we may stumble upon a body of a man of particularly notable short stature.
Sky cells. Nice idea for a prison without bars. Shame he didn't know how to fly.
This is of course a nod to Tyrion Lannister, who finds himself imprisoned in a sky cell in Game of Thrones. While Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones does eventually leave the sky cell, sadly the character in The Witcher who finds himself here isn't so lucky. Secret number 3 is Leo's grave near Kaer Morhen. Leo is a character we can meet at the legendary Witcher fortress in The Witcher 1. However, sadly he's killed when Kaer Morhen falls under attack. Now in The Witcher 3 we can find his grave, although his actual body in The Witcher 1 was burned. If you head to this location south of the main fortress of Kaer Morhen itself, you will find this site honouring Leo.
Leo's grave. A senseless death. Could have been avoided.
I was then attacked by 3 bears, but as you can see, I killed them. Whilst Leo was a Witcher, he never underwent mutations. He came across to Geralt as a hot-headed whelp, albeit a kind-hearted and good one. His inexperience and haste got him killed, and Geralt couldn't save him. Interacting with this grave in The Witcher 3 is a simple touchdown on Geralt's regrets. Secret number 4, Geralt's tattoo. During a particular quest in The Witcher 2, Geralt gets drunk and wakes up with an embarrassing tattoo. Now you can ask Triss for help, and she will be amused by the Witcher's predicament. But come the end of this quest, you get the option to keep said tattoo, if you so wish to do so, and throughout the remainder of the game, Geralt will sport it. If you port that save into The Witcher 3, Geralt will have that very same tattoo on his neck. The tattoo is of a topless woman with a sword and a shield, so as you can imagine, Not the most appropriate to be brandishing, but you know what, sod it, to each their own. Secret number 5. Now you don't typically find yourself running into the tax man in your favourite video games, as the entire point is escapism, not more depression. However, if you find yourself suddenly flushed with coin by totally legitimate means, and that leads you to possess a balance of over 35,000 crowns, the next time you visit Oxenfurt you may find yourself stopped in the street by a tax collector.
Halt! You there? Please wait! You're Geralt of Rivia, are you not?
Depends who's asking.
Revenue and Customs for occupied Temeria, Dorian branch, represented by yours truly, Deputy Tax Enumerator Walter Mitty.
Honored, I guess. What seems to be the problem?
In brief, undeclared income.
Excuse me?
We've had reports, numerous, that over the last months you've come into a great deal of coin. Quickly. So quickly it's raised suspicions.
I get how that might have happened. Be glad to clear them up.
Profession?
Witcher. Monster Slayer.
Sole proprietorship? Service sector? Type of services rendered? Rat pest monster removal? Moving on. Have you at any time engaged in the wholesale trade of rawhide in the White Orchard area?
This some kind of joke? Of course not.
Right. Next. During the current fiscal year, have you engaged in the acquisition of bivalves with the express intention of selling the pearls therein?
Even if I have, what's wrong with that?
Article 86, Section 3 of the Tax Code. Whosoever purchases goods at an unseemly low price to take advantage of the seller's ignorance shall be subject to a fine equaling 200% of the earnings from any such a transaction. Sound familiar? And now, please answer. Have you or have you not dealt in said pearls?
No, never done anything of the sort. Witcher's honor.
Now, for the final question. Have you ever unlawfully acquired another man's movable goods? Chattels?
Meaning?
Meaning, have you ever waltzed into someone's home and taken something without their permission?
Gotta be kidding. The Witcher's Code forbids it.
I'm pleased to hear you abide by your guild's bylaws. Now, if you could wait for one moment, compare column B to table 7. Apply the rate for confirmed childless bachelors, a tax credit of 7.3% for practitioners of hazardous professions. It adds up to the crown. I'll say, good sir, you are exceptionally upstanding.
It'd be rude to disagree.
In these times, such civic virtue is a rarity. It must be commended, rewarded. Here,
What's this?
a diploma. I bestow on you the title of taxpayer in good standing. I'd suggest you frame it, hang it in a place of honour. Congratulations!
If you deny partaking in the actions he questions you about, he will hand you a diploma and disappear, until you cheat again. If you admit to 2 or more of these actions, you will be fined, and you will receive a summons instead. CD Projekt Red put this in the game to tackle players exploiting the game. It's one of the game's many hilarious defense mechanisms. But now, we're going to move on. Secret number 6, Weeping Angels. At a cemetery near Lindenvale, you can find 2 angel statues at the entrance to a crypt. Every time you turn your back on these angels, they will move. It appears as if they're always watching you. Geralt will remark on how strange this is, however, he doesn't seem fazed by it. Eventually, these statues will vanish altogether. Secret number 7, a man-eating rabbit. If you head to the southeast of Velen, you may find a town called Benek, where you will meet a seer who gives you a quest that leads you to a cave to find a specific plant. At the mouth to this cave, you will find a white hare surrounded by blood and bones, implying that the rabbit ate these people. Possibly a reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail, in which the characters encounter a flesh-eating rabbit. In that film, the killer rabbit is also white. I love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. If you've never seen it, check it out, but who hasn't? Unfortunately, the bunny cannot be killed. It appears to be immortal and it won't move no matter how close you get to it. You can move it slightly, however it will just move about but remain relatively in the same spot. In reality, it's entirely possible that the bones and the blood could be the doing of the monsters found within the cave. However, the Easter egg appears to be pretty blatant. Secret number 8 brings us to The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine's Land of 1,000 Fables. It is here where all your favourite childhood fairy tales have become twisted and corrupted, and they now want you dead. The secret we're here to see is near the exit when we climb the beanstalk to escape the Land of 1,000 Fables towards the end of the quest revolving around it. When you defeat the Cloud Giant, you can head across the bridge towards where this exit is. However, few players will notice you can actually drop below this bridge onto a path that will lead you towards a cool sword and a reference to Dark Souls. Inside a cavern towards the end of this path, you will find a bonfire with a sword in it. You can interact with it and take a moment's refuge, and you can also take the sword. It's a pretty cool weapon, to be fair, so yeah, absolutely use that and bring the world to its knees. Secret number 9 is White Orchard's Bovine Defense Force Initiative. I've already mentioned when talking about the Taxman that this game has some interesting secrets with regards to tackling people exploiting the game to create shortcuts. More so intended as jokes, so you know the game knows what you're attempting to do, but this is another example of the game doing that. In White Orchard, you can kill cows and collect the loot they drop in order to sell later on. Then you can meditate and these cows will respawn. If you do this enough times, the game will decide that's enough and then send a massive monster to attack you. When many players perform this exploit early in the game, the chort that attacks will be grossly over-leveled compared to you and will kill you with ease. However, if you come back at a later date, it isn't too difficult to do it in. I believe this was added in an update to tackle the exploit, however, it later had to be updated itself because people realised they could keep spawning the chort and then selling what the chort would drop, so they had to update it so this would only occur once. I suppose if players want to use exploits instead of playing the game legitimately, then there's little you can do to stop them that won't backfire. And for an exploit that typically only imbalances the game's economy early, an overleveled chort that spawns only the once is more than enough. Secret number 10 requires mods in order to access, as you need to head to the summit of Mount Gorgon in Tucson, which is in the southwest of the map. In fact, it's off the map. A freecam mod that enables you to move the player's position is more than enough. Once you arrive at the summit, you will find 2 columns and a blank canvas. Upon getting really close, the canvas will reveal a photograph of the CD Projekt Red development team responsible for bringing us The Witcher 3 and its DLCs. They left a photograph of themselves well off the map that only a handful of people who modded the game and bothered to look up here will find. I suppose this is the development team's heartfelt farewell to the project by hiding a picture of themselves in the game, and fair enough. So here's a shot of Geralt of Rivia posing with the developers who brought him to life, among other things, no doubt. Cool. Which brings us nicely to the end of 10 secrets in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt that many players missed. That doesn't mean you missed it, it's not a direct thing. I don't want to insult your intelligence, and believe me, I see plenty of videos of people doing that unwittingly. I just love video game secrets. If you enjoyed this video, I've got several other videos just like it on different games, from Mass Effect, Red Dead Redemption 2, Skyrim, and hopefully many more to come. It's also entirely possible that I will do a part 2 for The Witcher 3 if that's something that you would all like to see. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff. That would be super fantastic. Check out my brand new history channel Decades if you like history, because that's always cool. And remember,
Winds howling.
And with any luck, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video at some point. But until next time, take care and goodbye.